first guest tonight is an Emmy, Golden Globe, and Academy Award-winning actress you know from films such as Still Alice, Far From Heaven, and Crazy Stupid Love. She's currently starring in Bel Canto, which is in select theaters this Friday and will be available on digital and on demand. Let's take a look. Please welcome to the show, Julianne Moore. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I am thrilled to have you here. This is one of my favorite books. I love Bel Canto. It's a beautiful book.
Beautiful, beautiful book.
And you were playing, for anyone could have guessed, an opera singer.
I am, of course. Yes, that's
of
right.
everything you've taken on, that must have been a very difficult task.
Oh, it's so hard. I can't sing. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, I can't. That was Renee Fleming's voice. That wasn't mine. But, you know, in order to do that, you have to try to learn to sing. So I studied with her coach, and I watched a lot of opera, and I went to the Met, and I did all this other stuff to learn about opera.
Well, because in that scene, you know, it really pushes in on you. When I was watching it, I was like, oh, you can't just open your mouth and move it. You have to make your whole body.
Yeah.
It's not just lip sync video.
Yeah.
It's really.
And that was particularly bad because it was outside. So I would ask them to crank it up as loud as possible so that people wouldn't hear me. But because it was outside, we couldn't control the sound.
So you were you singing at full volume?
Yeah.
I guess you have to.
Yeah, it was pretty humiliating.
Was there ever a situation where people would say, "Hey, you know what? You're not that bad," or were they just...
Paul White, the director, would say that to me, but
Yeah.
I think he's, you know, you have
He's
to.
very nice. I know Paul. He's very nice. So.
Nice guy. But you realize everybody in the sound department can hear you because you're mic'd, so they're the ones who are there holding the boom, going.
You know, or for those who don't know the book, it's this really sort of you wouldn't guess from the title and the fact that you're nominated. It's this thrilling story about this hostage situation.
It's based on a true story, the 1996 hostage situation in Peru at the Japanese embassy. There wasn't an opera singer there, so that's invented, but it really is it's a political thriller and a love story.
And one of the other wonderful things, because of the actual real story, is it's also this wonderful multi-ethnic cast, and because it was all these people trapped in an embassy who, you know, there's, translator plays a huge role because people can't communicate.
And everybody spoke their own language, so there's Japanese and English and Spanish and French and German and Polish. And there was an actress, actually a Guatemalan actress, who just learned Spanish, so she still spoke Guatemalan sometimes, and it was in indigenous language. It was amazing, and nothing, you know, and Ken Watanabe plays my, I guess, boyfriend?
Yeah, I was saying, I'm gonna sign off on boyfriend. Yeah.
So he and he only speaks Japanese to me, and I only speak English to him. So there are times when we just communicate, you know, in like boyfriend-girlfriend language.
Well, that, you know, it was what made it such a beautiful book, and yes, a romantic thriller, well executed both on the page and in the film, which is really nice. You just finished a film in upstate New York with your husband
Long
directed?
Island, Oyster Bay, actually in Manhattan, and in India. We were,
And you had visitor. You know, when you're working on a movie set, sometimes visitors stop by. They want to see the magic of a film set.
Well, yeah, and you know, Oyster Bay may not seem like the country, but it is deep, deep country with lots and lots of, you know, different kinds of wildlife.
And this is an actual video you took of this would be craft service. This is when people are.
This is late at night at catering.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, after things are being cleared up.
Okay, gotcha. Let's see the help you got on the cleanup.
Everyone's gonna stay 5 feet away from the operator.
There they are, yeah.
It's definitely.
But then, if you go, they dip in afterward. You see them going like. What's it? Wait a minute. One more thing down there.
Yeah. They're like, look, we understand this is a closed set. We will be out of here in a second.
Exactly. We're just gonna
We're
finish
both
this
gonna
off.
grab one more. We're gonna grab two more things.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You have had some interactions with wildlife recently. This is not your only
we
one.
had a really, really exciting thing happen. I mean, not just the raccoons, but we had a turtle birth in our pool this summer.
Okay, so now is that something you only find out once the turtles are there?
Yeah.
Okay, so
'Cause
you
what
don't
they
see like
do-
a pregnant turtle walking
no,
around.
nothing like that. But they literally appear. So what happens is turtles like crawl up, they crawl into your yard and they lay their eggs somewhere. And then when the babies are hatched, they crawl toward the nearest water source because they think that's their environment, and it just happened to be our pool.
Okay, gotcha. So it's interesting because if you'd have told me how many turtles are born at once,
You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. That was over
many.
what I thought.
That's a lot of turtles,
That's
right?
a lot of turtles.
But that's nothing like, delivering your own child, like in a lobby.
Right.
I was saying this turtle birth is nothing to what you experienced.
No, that's right. My wife had a baby in a lobby.
That's right. Yeah.
And I think, I would just say that mom turtle did nothing compared to
No,
what she
nothing
did.
compared to what she did.
Like, that's beautiful grass.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were nowhere near your pool.
No. If she'd only had a water
Yeah,
source.
exactly.
That's right. You wouldn't have
That
been in the
was as
lobby.
she's like, the baby's coming. Get me to Julianne Moore's pool.
right,
I'm like,
the pool.
we're too far
That's
away.
right.
We're too far away.
Not gonna make it.
I don't know where it is. This is very
yeah.
exciting to me as well. Because obviously our kids are young. They cannot be
Yes.
involved in our professional life yet. But
Yeah.
your daughter worked on set.
Yeah, she
for the
did.
film.
She was a PA and an official.
It was very nice to see that you did not. This was not some situation where she was elevated due to the fact that her father was directing and her mother was in the film.
No, she's gonna work, man.
She was working, and
She's
this
gonna
is
work.
this was her job right there. That is
That's
real
what
work
she's
right
gonna
there.
do.
Fully holding an umbrella.
I was hot.
Yeah.
I was super, super hot. So somebody's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Right? They're gonna...
And I would imagine that would literally be the only way you could get your daughter to hold an umbrella over you. Is to hire her.
She's 16. She's not going to do that. But, she had a headset and stuff too, and so she took her job very seriously. She'd be like, "Yeah, no, I have eyes on Julie. No, she's right here. I got her. No, oh no, she's 10-1, which means that I'm going to the bathroom." And I'm like, "You don't have to tell them everything." She's like, "No, I do. That's my job, Mom." Yeah.
Well, it's so lovely that it's a family affair. All you guys and then 100 turtles. That's
Exactly. Just us.
just us.
Yeah.